attention. We're going to start our meeting. Please rise for a moment of silence for our men fighting in Iraq, men and women. They'll be home safe. Now have John Reiser lead us into the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Roll call.
Freeholder Fronicola.
Here.
Freeholder Polos. Freeholder Rafano.
Here.
Freeholder Rios.
Here.
Freeholder Valenti.
Here.
Freeholder Director Craviel. Freeholder Deputy Director Delina.
Here. Okay. We're going to deviate from the regular order of business. Oh, pardon me. We're going to have the report from the freeholders. Our first freeholder from Piscataway, Camille Fronicola.
Thank you, Freeholder Deputy Director.
Thank you.
Extraordinaire. It's an inside joke, everybody.
I get excited.
Today was a wonderful day in the borough of Sayreville when a group of us went down there to celebrate the preservation of the Deeker farm. And the whole Deeker family came out en masse, and the Secretary of Agriculture was there, Charles Kuperis, Assemblyman Wisniewski was there, and former County Clerk Rennie Trevisano, and many other people to acknowledge the fact that the Deeker family has worked with the state and the county to preserve their 17-acre farm right off the parkway in the middle of Sayreville. And it will remain a farm in perpetuity, and we're very happy about that. Since it's a semi-urban area, suburban area, the state paid $3.1 million, and the county paid $800,000 and plus for the development rights, and that came out of the open space fund that the residents of Middlesex County contribute towards. So it was a wonderful day for everyone concerned. Now recently there have been a number of media releases concerning the actual or alleged improper processing of consumer electronics outside the county that were generated in the United States. One of the more startling stories was aired on 60 Minutes on Sunday, November 2nd. We've been aware of these concerns for years, which is why our electronics contract was written and constantly monitored and revised as necessary to ensure that e-waste generated in Middlesex County is not fouling the environment anywhere, especially here in New Jersey, the United States, as well as in foreign countries. The contracted cost of our program has been discernibly higher than in counties that do not have similar safeguards in their contracts. This is a cost we deem to be acceptable and the environmentally responsible thing to do. We began our consumer electronics program in 2001. The year ended with 34,620 pounds of consumer electronics delivered and processed at a cost of $9,010. In 2007, 797,663 pounds were delivered and processed at a cost of $238,441. Through October 31st of this calendar year, we have logged 793,586 pounds of consumer electronics at a cost of $201,267. In the next contract for 2008/09, we bid for 1 million pounds and can't be sure that will be enough as the program's popularity and environmental consciousness of the public grows. The Division of Solid Waste Management in Middlesex County has always carefully researched, reviewed, and thought through the various recycling programs we have asked the board to authorize and fund. You may feel assured that we have taken any and all steps, and we are aware of it to ensure that the recycling and solid waste programs we have in place are fulfilled with the best interest of the county, its residents, and our environment in mind. And my last announcement is a happy one. We had a paper recycling event in Piscataway on November 15th. And with pride, I would like to announce that Piscataway took the prize as far as the most paper recycling at one day's event, 10,820 pounds. 232 residents participated. And this is the most of all of the 65 paper shredding events that we have held to date. Now, that record, I hope, will be broken by some other municipality, or maybe Piscataway would like to break it again next time. So it was a wonderful thing, and I know my family benefited from it. We had, I joke, but canceled checks going back to the 80s. I kid you not. My mother had statements going back maybe before the 80s. So we cleaned out our closets and our boxes and our old tax filings, and we're ready to go again. I don't think we've learned our lesson. We're just savers. So congratulations, Piscataway, and that's a challenge to all of the other 24 communities in Middlesex County that would like to break that record. And that's my report.
Thank you. Congratulations to you and Piscataway for
Thank
doing
you.
a great job there.
Thank you very
You ought to
much.
be proud.
Yes.
Our next freeholder from the borough of South River, the great town of South River, where my mother was born, Krista D. Rufano.
Thank you, Deputy Director. I want to talk a little bit about shared services, and I want to talk about it in two different areas. One is a regional sharing of services, and also one sharing services in Middlesex County with our municipalities. And I want to talk particularly about law enforcement, what's happening in the area of law enforcement, fire services, and EMS. On a regional basis, I've spoken to our county administrator, who has been in contact with Somerset and also Monmouth County, particularly talking about the medical examiner's office and our youth detention center, possibly entering into some type of agreements with regard to them. And that's certainly in the early stages, discussion stages, so hopefully that'll progress, and I'll certainly update the board with how that talk goes. In the other area, dealing specifically with Middlesex County, sharing services with our municipalities, there's been a lot of things happening in law and public safety. First, I'm pleased to report that we're starting an initiative whereby the county is going to replace, at no cost to our municipalities, replace the foam that our fire departments in our county use to fight certain types of fires. We received a grant from the state police to purchase the foam, and we're going to exchange that with the municipalities. They're going to give us their old foam. We're going to use that for training at our academy, and in exchange they're going to get brand new foam, and they're all going to have the same type of foam, so that it's going to be universal around the county, and we think that's certainly the way to go. Also, we're about 98% complete with our upgrading of our radio system in the county, and our next plan, our next thing that's going to happen is we're going to officially offer that to our municipalities that want to take advantage of our radio system and piggyback on that, as opposed to going out to spend a tremendous amount of money on new radio systems. So that's certainly going to be a savings to the municipalities. Also, I'm pleased to report that we've started something new at our adult correctional facility, which is, we call it telepsychiatry. And what happens is, after our normal staffing hours, if somebody is arrested and they're a danger to themselves, they're not admitted to our facility unless they're cleared by medically and also by a psychiatrist. And the problem that our municipalities have is that after hours, it's very difficult to get that clearance, and sometimes takes hours and often requires 2 police officers to stay with an inmate until that is cleared, or the inmate's cleared. And you can imagine that's a tremendous cost to the municipality. But we've worked out a deal with our medical provider to now have telepsychiatry, so we can get a psychiatrist up on video who does the interview, then can clear that inmate for admission into our facility. So we've dramatically cut down the time that the local municipality has to spend with the inmate, and it's going to be savings for them. There's no doubt about that, and certainly it'd be a lot smoother and quicker process. So I look forward to the success of that program. And also, I'm pleased to report that our County Fire Marshal, Michael Gallagher, has met with officials from Amtrak, and they've agreed to provide free training. I believe it's 6 hours, 4 hours in a classroom, 2 hours hands-on in responding to incidents involving train wrecks. They're going to bring down to our facility a passenger car and also a freight car for the hands-on training. It's going to be available to all of our first responders at no cost to them. And so I think it's a great program. You have to realize that there are 110 miles, over 110 miles of rails, tracks in our county, 10 train stations. So that's going to be, I think, a real bonus to our local first responders to get that specialized hands-on training. So I certainly look forward to that. And that, I believe, Mike's going to be in March? Early March. And tomorrow, I have a meeting with our Homeland Security Grant Workshop Committee. We're going to start working on the 09 submission, and so that I look forward to that meeting. I do want to recognize Rory Zach. I was notified that our 2008 submission, where we set forth our spending plan, what we want to spend the money on, why we need it, has really taken off, and they've got a copy of an email that they were extremely impressed, and they want to use what we did in 2008 in our submission as a model for other counties to follow when they do their submission for the Homeland Security money. So to you, Rory, I know Bob Mergler from the Prosecutor's Office works on that very hard, so good job. And lastly, in the paper there was an article concerning Cruise Value Center. There's a problem, obviously, with it closing its doors and some customers being out money that thought they booked cruises. I want to commend Billy Deinzer and the Consumer Affairs Office for the work that they've done. We've received a ton of phone calls, actually 18 written complaints we've received. So they're working right now with the consumers to try to get their credit cards reversed, to try to maybe get them placed directly with the cruise line. And I'm told that the actual Cruise Value Center is not disputing any of the reversals on the credit card, so that's good for our consumers. So we have progress. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder Rufano. Our next report from Island Park, Freeholder James H. Bullis.
Thanks a lot, Deputy Director. A couple of items. One, this past week, the county hosted a county cooperative caucus meeting here in Middlesex County where we invited the county freeholders and business administrators and shared service coordinators from Monmouth, Mercer, Union, and Somerset counties, the counties which are contiguous to Middlesex surrounding our county, to talk about shared service opportunities. It was a very fruitful meeting held at the county college. As a matter of fact, I want to thank our administrator, John Polomina, and our shared services director, Maria Sarimas, for all of their efforts in helping coordinate that event. As my pen blows apart, that's great. It's not a county pen, don't worry. But the program, again, was extremely successful insofar as all of the counties have decided to really buy into the concept of not only sharing services, but looking at cooperative purchasing opportunities, regionalization efforts, improving services, and reducing costs. A testament to that commitment was the fact that each county now is going to be holding a series of workshops on specific topics that the entire group agreed to last week in their home county. We will be hosting, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, transportation and medical examiner. Other areas include purchasing, roads. One interesting area which I was particularly taken with was the idea of creating a common bid specification for equipment purchases. And if you think about the potential buying power of 5 counties being able to get together to buy the same type of truck, as an example, or the same type of paratransit bus, the buying power can be significant if we all agree to buy the same type of vehicle. So the fact that the 5 counties are willing to even look at that and agree to do that is, I think, a really big policy move. So we are really excited about the opportunities that we see coming into 2009. The first series of workshops will begin in January, and the shared services coordinators from each county will be taking the lead on that. This past week, I was invited down to Central Vehicle Maintenance by Ray and all of the team down there in Central Vehicle to show me 2 new pieces of equipment. And I share this with you because so often we do things that are really glorious and visible that we can see as a county and what the benefits are. Sometimes we don't see all the things that happen every day that really benefit the county. This Freeholder board purchased 2 pieces of equipment in the last year or so. One is a tire balancing system, and one is a tire rotation system to balance tires. The other one is to actually do wheel alignments. Now, that may not sound like anything that's too exciting or sexy to talk about, but the fact is that that equipment is creating such efficiencies and such goodwill for the staff down there who have to do this work every day. It's amazing. They're now able to balance tires, as an example, for buses and trucks, which heretofore they couldn't do. Why is that exciting? Well, number one, it's the right way for it to be done, and more importantly, it reduces the irregular wear of tires, which means we get more useful life out of our tires and reduce having to replace them and purchase new ones. So there's a cost-benefit analysis. And on the balancing the alignment system, before it was such a painful work to do, now they have this wireless system and a computer that they hook up the cars to and the trucks and the buses, and they're able to do it much more accurately, much more easily, much more efficiently, quicker, and therefore be able to do more work. So to have our staff create the idea, spec out the equipment, and now benefit from it really just shows you how, again, having staff work in these work groups really makes a difference. So my compliments to the whole staff at Central Vehicle for a great job. In transportation, very quickly, members of the board, we are on target right now based on current calculations of perhaps for the first time, I think, in history, and Jane, you did this many years before we got involved, eclipsing 500,000 trips this year in our Middlesex County area transit system. That's a huge increase in paratransit and transportation use in Middlesex County. Roads are doing well. Dave Campion and the crew deserve a lot of credit for getting our roads up and ready and doing all the repairs that have occurred and getting ourselves ready for snow and with our salt equipment and snow equipment to get it ready for action. And last but not least, I was in Monmouth County this past week to do a presentation. They had about 100 officials there from Monmouth about green technology and sustainability. And they're happy that Middlesex County is doing what it can do to show Monmouth County how it can do it better, and certainly was happy to be down there with Freeholder McMorrow, Judy Kramer, Dr. Judy Kramer, and the entire group from Monmouth County. Thank you, Deputy Director.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder Post. And our next report from Mon Rios from the great borough of Carteret. Lots of luck. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Deputy Director. At this time, I would like to first, as my report, call up Laura Bovitz, our county 4-H agent, do a PowerPoint presentation on the Project GIFT. Laura?
Good evening. I'm bringing a few people up with me, but before I start and before I introduce them, I want to thank the Board of Chosen Freeholders for all of their continuing support to provide funding for our staffing, for our facility, and for our programs. And we could not do what we do for youth in the county and for the community without you, so I really thank you. The reason that we've been successful with this program is due to you. So I want to introduce a few people that are with me, and they're the reason why we also are successful. Abby Kesley is the 4-H program assistant in Middlesex County, and she's from Milltown. And she is the person that really works with getting donors for this project and working with getting funding. And then we also have 2 of our 4-H members/leaders. Kelsey Parker is a very accomplished 4-H'er who is in almost every single club that we have in Middlesex County, and she's been successful on the county and state and national level. She's been selected to go to some national events. And Crystal Parker is one of our most recent 4-H leaders. She just graduated from the 4-H program. How many years were you in 4-H? 12 years in 4-H, and as with many 4-H'ers, and it's partly because we don't let them get out of the program. Once you're in, you're in. But she really enjoyed her involvement in 4-H, and she's now become an adult volunteer leader, giving back to the program that gave so much to her. So she's one of our newest leaders. We just inducted her into the program. So what we're going to talk to you about today is a program that's going to be held in a couple weeks, and that's called 4-H Project GIFT. And if this works, okay, it works. Project Gift is sponsored by our 4-H Teen Council, which is a group of high school age youth in the county. And what it does is provides a free day of holiday shopping for limited resource families in the county. And this has been held since 1997. And the program is a service learning project for 4-H teens. They're involved in the development of the program, the planning and running of the program, and also the evaluation. And when we started in 1997, we started out really small, but it's grown to become a project that our teens have a sense of ownership and empowerment, and a lot of them say that that is one of the most important things they do all year. And I just read a 4-H'er's college essay, and what she said in her essay is her involvement in this program determined her career that she wanted to enter into. She's going to college next year to be a social worker, and she's really said that what she did in Project Gift helped her determine her career. So the way that the project works is that parents shop for gifts for their children for free. We recruit different agencies in the county that serve limited resource families, and in the last couple years, we've served about 11 or 12 different agencies, which adds up to about 140 families. And what they do is they provide information on the ages of their children and whether they're boys and girls, and we develop a shopping list and really create like a store where they can shop for free. So they're not getting anonymous gifts. They're getting the opportunity to actually feel like they're shopping for their kids for free. So it gives them a sense of empowerment. And the event also includes gift wrap and childcare and refreshments. And our teens work year-long, many, many hours to fundraise for the event. At the county fair, which many of you are familiar with, they run our dunking stool, which raises a large amount of money, and it never ceases to amaze us that people will spend a lot of money trying to dunk somebody, but it works for us. We also run a month-long haunted house. I don't know if you've heard about it, but every Friday and Saturday night in October, regardless of how cold it is, we have a haunted house that's outside on our fairgrounds. And this year, due to the efforts of teens, and I really give them credit for this, teens and our young adult leaders plan it, run it, and do the whole thing themselves. I'm there during the event, but they spent a whole month setting up for the haunted house, and they're still cleaning it up. But we raised, we raised over $6,000 with this program that goes directly to Project Gift. And then we also get outside donations, which I'm going to let Abby talk about since my voice is not working. Okay.
When I started, I guess 3 years ago, the 4-H program already had a list of people that they contacted every year for donations. So a lot of the people you see on this list, they have donated their services probably long before then. Every year Browntown Bus Service comes to New Brunswick or Piscataway, I think, to pick up families that need rides. And the rest of them, it's getting harder and harder to get donations from bigger corporate stores like Walmart or Target. So the ones that we do get donations from, we have been getting them from years. And also, if you look up there, a lot of them are from Milltown, like Laura mentioned. So we have the Milltown Lions Club, Target in Milltown, the Shanahan's Bakery. A lot of places are local businesses that, you know, my family has been going to for years. So that we have the most success getting donations from places like that. I was in Dunkin' Donuts last year asking the manager for a donation, giving him a letter and a flyer and explaining the program, and the lady behind me said, "Can you walk across the street? Dr. Kellerman would love to give you guys a donation." I said, okay. So that's how they ended up on our list. But also, aside from the businesses, we also ask all of our 4-H families to help. We have drop-off dates at the 4-H Center where they can come and contribute gifts. We contribute gifts just because you get so wrapped up in it that you can't help but want to, you go shopping, you see toys, and you want to buy them too. I think that's about it.
Okay, to prepare for the event, we use our inventory and our list of things that we need to buy based on the ages of the children to go shopping. And I know that a lot of the teens in our teen council enjoy that because not only do they get to shop, but they get to play around in Toys R Us and places like that. And last year we had between 12 and 15 carts of toys just going out of one store. Prior to the event, our teens, approximately 50 to 60 teens and some adults from the program, come to help set up. It takes us about 5 to 6 hours just to set up the event, based on the fact that we have so many toys to donate. And then during the day of the event, 4-H teens and adult volunteers are there to check in the guests and give them the tickets for shopping. They work at the tables where the guests walk around and shop for their gifts. We have a gift wrapping station, and after that, most people never want to wrap a gift again because they wrap 600 to 700 gifts. And we also have teens that are working with organizing refreshments and running childcare. For some of the parents that do need childcare for their children, we do have a place in our 4-H center that allows the children to be taken care of while their parents are shopping, and also so the children don't know what their kids are what they're getting for the holidays. The teens also help the parents select gifts and will help them carry the gifts to their transportation. This year we're very excited based on our new partnership with some of the Latino organizations in New Brunswick. We have a New Brunswick 4-H club that's starting, and some of the teens in that community are going to come to the program and translate for us, because that's been one of our barriers. A lot of the clientele is Spanish speaking, and we don't have that ability to communicate with them as well as we would like. So that's something we're very excited about, and it's a new partnership for us. The teens that we work with in the county report that they've really learned a lot from their involvement in this program, such as empathy for others and how to cooperate with other people that they're working with, the value of volunteering, which is very important for them, how to work as a part of a team, responsibility, and what the true meaning of citizenship is. And one of my best quotes that I've read from evaluations that we do for our teens is this was a couple years ago, and one of the teens said, before this event, I thought people would come dressed in old, battered clothing, and I soon realized that the kids were a lot like me. They were dressed in regular clothing and were regular people. It taught me to respect everyone no matter what. And our agencies comment that many of the clients come to them with literally the clothes on their backs, and it's because of people like you that we're able to meet not only their physical needs, but their emotional and psychological needs as well. And one of the things that we're proud of, I'm going to have Crystal read a really short excerpt of something that she helped to submit to get one of the awards. Project Gift is a national 4-H program of distinction. It's also won a 2007 MetLife Foundation Award of Excellence, and this year, one of the very, very distinctive awards, the Anne E. Casey Family Strengthening Award, we were selected for that this year, which is something that is very difficult to get. And one of the reasons I believe we were selected for the award is the supporting letter that we had from Crystal, and I'm just going to have her read a real short excerpt of that so you can see how Project Gift affects the teens and adults. Sorry, Crystal.
It's okay. When I asked a group of teen council members how Project Gift affected them, the families, and each year I began to cry. Not tears of sadness, but tears of happiness. Teens are sometimes these days are troublemakers and always known for doing wrong. But Teen Council has proven not only to me, but many of the families that we affect each year, that teens are leaders. 7 years ago when I began Project Gift was more just for Teen Council. 7 years later, I see families, not only the ones that we fought for, but are involved even more to this day. Some of the comments when I asked teens told me they were very touching. One of the members told me how he worried about getting a C, a passing grade on his history test. And the families that walked through that door, he said, were worried about getting the teddy bear their little girl wanted and keeping their spirits of holiday up. He told me that he will never forget Project Gift and the powerful message and the feeling he brought to them. I wish I could have Project Gift everywhere in the world, so families like the ones we help every year could get the chance to feel what I feel. I know the families I see walking through those doors before Project Gift comes around. Just an ounce of happiness and sense of knowing that for that day, one day, their families are at ease for the holidays. So the meaning of Project Gift is not only for giving out gifts, but for bringing not only 4-H families together, but helping families less fortunate like you and I. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank Laura Bovitz and all the volunteers and the staff at Rutgers Extension Services for your cooperation and dedication in Project GIFT. And obviously, we've seen what changes, positive changes these people have made on the lives of many people, and I commend you for that and thank you.
Thank you.
Freeholder, may I ask one question? May I just ask one question, Laura? What is the minimum age to get involved with the program, and how would a teen get involved if they're interested in doing so?
That's a good question. Our teen council is the one that oversees the event, and that's 9th grade through the first year out of high school. We call it 13th grade. Oh, sorry. Teen council is for youth in 9th grade up through the first year of college. And anybody interested can join our teen council just by talking to me or to Abby. But also our junior council, which is 6th to 8th graders, also work with the program, and they provide the child care. So that's our mini leadership program. So anybody who's interested can contact us. And you're all invited if you'd like to stop by and see the event. Just let me know. It's a lot of fun.
Does Freeholder Rios go in the dunk tank?
No, but that's next year, we
I
hope.
think you would draw a lot of people there.
We would
Thank you
love
very
for that
much.
to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ron.
I'd
Thank
like to
Freeholder
continue
Rios.
the rest of my report.
You go ahead.
As far as the health department goes, on November 18th, there was a 60-inch water main break in Franklin Township, Somerset County, and two of the towns in our county that were affected were Dunellen and South Plainfield. And there was a water boil advisory in effect, and there were sheets distributed to 34 food establishments in South Plainfield and 54 in Dunellen. And in addition, 500 boil water advisory fact sheets for the public were distributed to the municipal buildings, libraries, and senior centers in Dunellen and South Plainfield. It was also posted on the Public Health Department's website. The advisory was lifted by the New Jersey American Water Company on November 20th, 2008 at 3:30 p.m. Again, this water advisory was issued by the water company, not by the county itself. Also, the flu and the pneumonia shots immunization clinics have begun for the year 2008-2009. Our next clinic is Tuesday, December 2nd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development in Perth Amboy. Flu immunizations are provided at no charge to Middlesex County residents 18 years and over, and no appointment is necessary. Our pneumonia immunization will be available by appointment only at no charge to any resident of the county who is 65 years and older and have not previously received this vaccine. The Health Department, in conjunction with the NJDHSS program Vaccines for Children, is providing flu vaccine for children who have no insurance. With the adoption of a flu vaccine mandate for all children 6 months to 5 years who attend a daycare or preschool, the Health Department is assuring that all children who have no insurance can receive the needed vaccine. This is very important that we spread the message in case anyone knows of anyone. Please advise them on this. Tonight, the board will consider the following agenda item, amending the operating budget to accept another grant. And of course, we continue to seek all kinds of grants, whether it be through the state level or federal level. And tonight's grant will be for $43,600 for rape prevention, education, and hotline services from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. As far as our college part of the report, the honors program starts in January. And we also published our first literary journal, works by, and all the works were done by faculty and staff. And I would just like to conclude my report by wishing everyone in the county a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Freeholder Deputy Director Stephen J. Pete Delina.
Thank you, Freeholder Rios. Our next freeholder from the great town of New Brunswick, Blanquita Valenti.
Thank you. Wow, he didn't forget me this time.
I never forget.
Well, you skipped me the agenda session. Anyway, I want to simply give a recount of a lot of things that have taken place within my two departments. November the 9th, was the annual wreath laying and ceremony where we had color guards, firing detail, and so forth, presentation of colors at Roosevelt Park, where we have our monuments to the various veterans of the various wars. And it was a beautiful ceremony. It was a very cold, crispy day, and I was very pleased that Freeholder Director Dave Cravel was there, and my colleague Freeholder Rafano. A few days later, we had the memorial, the November 11th Veterans Day Parade in New Brunswick. It started in Highland Park by the Doughboy Monument. We had members of the Highland Park Council as well as the Highland Park Mayor, my own mayor, Jim Cahill, and several council members, where we met there and then we marched down. Freeholder Director met us at both spots for the ceremonies. At the end of the parade, we ended up in New Brunswick at the monument in front of the Hildreth Hotel. And as I said, the Freeholder Director was at both places, and it was a great asset to all of us. On Puerto Rico Discovery Day, which, by the way, Puerto Rico was discovered November 19th in 1993. Oh, my goodness, 1493, on Columbus's second voyage to the New World. The Perth Amboy government, in conjunction with the Puerto Rican Association of Human Development, celebrates this day, and it was held first with a flag raising ceremony in front of City Hall in Perth Amboy, and followed immediately by a cultural festivity at the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development, where there were speeches and a lot of people were gathered there, a lot of the seniors, because they have a very strong senior program at that center, and food that was distributed, and we all partook in this wonderful celebration. There was dancing and costumes. It was a real cultural day, and I was very happy to participate with the mayor, members of the council, and Assemblyman Joseph Voss, who was there. The division of the DCA, the Department of Community Affairs, which is called the Center for Hispanic Policy and Research, had their annual Excellence Leadership Awards, and this year they recognized all the Hispanic Assembly members, female members. And of course we were there with the Commissioner, Joseph Doria, as well as Angie Arman, who's the director for that center. And there was a folkloric presentation, and it was quite a very nice event, and they had a very, very good turnout. So I was happy to represent this Board of Freeholders at that event. Also, I want to go to what Chris Profano mentioned on shared services, that NJAC, the New Jersey Association of Counties, I am the representative from Middlesex County in the Board of Directors, is sponsoring a shared services seminar coming up December the 7th. It will be celebrated at the Trenton Lafayette Marriott Hotel in the morning until, I guess, 1 o'clock. I'm not sure of the time. So I hope that some of the other freeholders will join me there, but they're all invited. And last but not least, oh, no, I have one more. And recently, on November the 20th, there was an event held at Anshi Emeth Temple, at their community atrium, and we were celebrating the Nurse Partnership Program, where Middlesex County is supporting that, which is an endeavor of the United Way in conjunction with the Visiting Nurses Association of Central Jersey. and it was one of the first graduations they have had of that program. I believe there were 31 mothers, but this time there were families, there were the fathers, and this is a way of working on prevention. These are people who have been referred by various agencies to the visiting nurses and United Way, and they train the mothers to be, and then stay with them for a while. And these are people that need this kind of help and support. So I was there, and I was very glad to speak on behalf of the program. Last but not least, December 2nd, which is around the corner, is World AIDS Day. Middlesex County, which is sponsoring this presentation, of course, through our Department of Human Services and our Division of HIV and AIDS Services, along with UMDNJ, Robert Wood Johnson, AIDS Program, and the Our Voices Client Caucus. We have invited the other freeholders from Somerset County as well as Hunterdon County, because we participate in all these federal grants that come for the 3 counties. There will be highlights of the program, even though it says from 10 to 2:30 p.m. at the atrium, the Arlene and Henry Schwartzman Courtyard. And they will feature a memorial service at 12 noon, a performing artist. There will be a judging of art contest featuring artwork from persons living with HIV/AIDS, and there will be a host of local high school students. Panel discussions is part of it, provider tables, massage therapy, and refreshments. So officially it opens at 10 in the morning and we'll end at 2:30 p.m. And Freeholder Deputy Director, that's the end of my program. And again, I want to join Ron in wishing everyone here a very happy Thanksgiving, and may it be healthy, because some of us need some of that health. I've been under the weather for 3 days, so I am done.
Thank you, Freeholder Valenti. On my report, I would like to read off a statement. Our holiday tradition, Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, will celebrate its 14th year at the State Theater this December. Tickets are currently on sale at the State Theater box office, and I urge you to act quickly because these tickets go fast. Performance will be held on Friday the 26th at 7 p.m., Saturday December 27th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday the 28th at 2 p.m. All seats are reserved, and the ticket prices are still only $6. So don't try to miss our wonderful opportunity to enjoy this unique, spectacular show with your family and friends. For those waiting for the ice skating rink, I know a lot of people are waiting for the ice skating rink to open up, like Jimmy Phillips. And our family ice skating rink at Roosevelt Park will be open on the 26th of this month. The facility will close for Thanksgiving and reopen on Friday for the winter season. This last certainly is not the least, but to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving for you and your family. And I want to thank you very much. Freeholder Crabeel couldn't be here tonight. He's under the weather, so we gave him a sick day. We're allowed 2 sick days a year, so that's one of them. But at this time, we're going to deviate from the regular order of business for the purpose of conducting 3 public hearings. Our clerk, Margaret Pemberton, will read ordinance 343C. Margaret?
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on November 11, 2008. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held November 6, 2008.
Okay. Now we will read ordinance number 343C by title only.
Bond ordinance, amending bond ordinance number 343, various 2003 capital improvements, heretofore finally adopted by the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, on April 3, 2003, as amended and supplemented, to amend the description therein, authorizing the public hearing to be held on Monday, November 24, 2008, at 7 p.m. and publication thereof.
I declare the public meeting open now. Anybody would like to say anything on these ordinances? Anybody would like to say anything?
Motion to close.
Motion to close. by Rufano,
Second.
second by Blanquita Valenti. Okay, roll call vote?
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay, the next ordinance is 362B. Notice of this public hearing?
No, motion to adopt.
Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. I'm reading your things.
We need a motion to adopt the ordinance 343C on final reading, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second motion, roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay. Now we go to ordinance 362B. Clerk will read the notice.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on November 11, 2008. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held November 6, 2008.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, the clerk will read ordinance now number 362B by title only.
Bond ordinance, amending bond ordinance number 362, various 2006 capital improvements heretofore finally adopted by the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, on March 2, 2006, as amended and supplemented, to amend the description therein, authorizing the public hearing to be held on Monday, November 24, 2008, at 7 p.m., and publication thereof.
I declare the public hearing open. Anybody would like to say anything on that ordinance? Anybody? Anybody? I need a motion.
Motion to close.
Motion to
Second.
close, second by Rufano and by Blanquita Valenti. Okay. Roll call.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay. Okay, now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance 362B by final reading. Roll call.
So moved.
Second.
You got it.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay, now we'll go to ordinance 366B. Margaret.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on November 11, 2008. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held November 6, 2008.
Clerk will read ordinance 366B by title only.
Bond ordinance, amending bond ordinance number 366, various engineering department capital improvements, heretofore finally adopted by the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey on March 1, 2007, as amended and supplemented, to amend the description therein, authorizing the public hearing to be held on Monday, November 24, 2008, at 7 p.m., and publication thereof.
Okay, I declare the public hearing open. Anybody would like to say anything on this ordinance? Anybody? I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Paulus, second by Rios. Chris Rufano, rather, I'm sorry. You got to speak louder, Rufano.
Sorry, Delina.
Okay, roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay, now I need a motion, wait, we got that.
To adopt.
Okay, yeah. I need a motion to adopt the ordinance at 366B on final reading.
Motion.
Second.
Second, roll call.
To the side of the room.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Motion to resume the regular order of business.
Motion.
Second.
By Rufano, second by Valenti. Proclamation, the commemorative resolution, a roll call, pardon me.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay. Now, let's see. Wait. Proclamation, commemorative resolutions and correspondence by the clerk.
We have only two this evening. First is recognizing Father William J. Smith of St. Anthony of Padua Roman Catholic Church, Port Reading, on the occasion of his 5th anniversary as pastor at that church. And the second one is recognizing the Rutgers Cooperative Extension Services. They have received the Family Strengthening Award from the National 4-H Council in partnership with the Annie E. Casey Foundation.
Okay. Okay. Clerk, I need a motion to accept the
So moved.
Motion by Rios, second by Rufano. Roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay, the clerk to read the correspondence.
Excuse me, Freeholder Rios has a presentation.
Oh, you have a presentation? Okay.
Laura, if you could come up, please. This is a resolution that we passed, and obviously I'm not going to go through all the whereas and therefore, but this is in reference to and extending the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders that Rutgers Cooperative Extension Service has been awarded the 4-H Families Count Family Strengthening Award by the National 4-H Council. And this is in partnership with the Annie K.C. Foundation for its Project Gift program. And we're very proud and honored and thankful for all your hard work and dedication. And congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again.
Let's give her another hand, come on. Okay. Clerk will read the correspondence.
We have notice to Public Service Electric and Gas Company electric customers, notice of proposed rate increase with proposed new demand response program, and notice of public hearings which will be held in this Freeholders meeting room on December 2nd at 3:30 and 5:30 p.m., which is next week. An order from the State of New Jersey Department of Transportation in the matter of review of the traffic control devices, surface features, and roadway approaches at the highway rail-at-grade crossing of Mill Road and Consolidated Rail Corporation's Raritan Industrial Track in the Township of Edison. A notice from the New Jersey Department of Transportation indicating that a public information center was held to inform local residents, officials, and business communities about Route 18 Hose Lane improvements in Piscataway Township. The event was held earlier today, November 24th, 4 to 7 p.m. A resolution from the Borough of Metuchen Council supporting the Dismal Swamp Preservation Act, Senate Act Number 57. A letter from Councilman Michael Venuto of the Borough of Middlesex addressed to Freeholder Director Krabiel. On behalf of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Middlesex, I would like to thank the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders for donating the 1993 Ford F-250 pickup truck, which will be used by the Middlesex Fire Department as a fire police vehicle. Also, on behalf of the governing body, we would like to thank Freeholder Polos for all of his help in enabling the borough to acquire this vehicle. A resolution from the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy recognizing October as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Minutes of the Board of Trustees of Middlesex County College meeting held October 22nd. Minutes of the Middlesex County Improvement Authority meeting held October 7th. Minutes of the Middlesex County Mosquito Extermination Commission meeting held September 17th. The 94th Annual Report of the Middlesex County Mosquito Extermination Commission for 2007. Minutes of the Middlesex County Planning Board meeting held October 14th. Monthly report of investments from the County Treasurer for the month of October. Minutes of the Board of Education of the Vocational Schools in Middlesex County, their meeting held October 8th. And a listing of the scheduled meetings of the Board of Education of the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical Schools for the period December 2008 through November 2009. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. I need a motion to accept the, what's,
Just a, go ahead, I'll make the motion, then I'll ask my question.
okay.
I'll make
I
the
need a
motion.
motion to accept the correspondence. So moved. Motion by Jimmy Paulus and second by Blanquita Valenti. Okay, roll call.
Did Freeholder Pauls have
Wait,
a
you have a question? Go on, pardon
Well,
me.
no, we could vote, then I just ask you a question about it, to follow up to your correspondence.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes. Okay, Jimmy, you have a question?
The one letter in there said that there's going to be another rate increase with PSE&G. Just maybe with the permission of the board, some approval to maybe work with county council for the next meeting. PSE&G is rolling out a bunch of new programs on green technology where they're funding millions of dollars to try to get residences and businesses to put green technology into their homes and businesses. But there's no requirement that any of that technology be built or assembled or manufactured or put together here in New Jersey. It would seem to me that if they're going to keep increasing our rates and our ratepayer dollars are paying for these initiatives, then that work should be New Jersey work. And maybe the board should take a position on it and at least recommend to the PSC&G that if you're going to fund new programs and initiatives for new technology, you should ensure and put specifications in that that technology is either manufactured, assembled, or in some way affiliated with New Jersey, because we're the ones that the jobs. And certainly falls in line with what we're talking about as far as green economic development. So if the board can think about that, and if they're in favor of it, maybe we can draft something for consideration at the next meeting.
Yeah, down here, okay. All right, we have any resolutions to be amended?
Did we vote on the motion?
Do we have, did he say what he?
Yeah, I did.
Did we vote it?
Can we hold it?
We voted
for
on it.
advisement?
No, not to hold it. I'm saying let it go through, but I'm just wondering maybe we can, with the board's permission, consider doing something by way of resolution at the next meeting.
Okay. Resolutions to be amended?
There are none.
None. Resolutions to be added?
There are none.
There are none. Resolutions to be held?
There is one on page 7. It's 08-2031.
The green economic.
Page 7.
Board.
Page 7.
It's the top of page 7, yes.
Yeah.
I believe that's going to be up to one cycle.
Yeah, one cycle, okay. Resolution to be voided?
There are none.
None. Resolution, discussion on resolution listed on the agenda. Anybody would like to speak from the audience on anything? Yes?
Here we go.
My name is Dana Patterson, and I'm on behalf of the Edison Wetlands Association. Edison Wetlands Association has been working with consultants and other environmental groups on inventory of the Dismal Swamp Conservation Area.
No, excuse me, is this
Is this relating to a specific resolution on the agenda?
Is it, it's on the
There will be
agenda?
an opportunity for you to speak.
Okay.
There is a,
After that.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody would like to speak on any of the resolutions? Yes, sir.
Richard Stewart, New Brunswick, New Jersey. Page 2. 1994, the monthly personnel report. Page 2 of the personnel report has some positions in here. This is Freeholder Delina's people. So you may be able to, we have salary changes. Seasonal. Who are these seasonal people?
We're talking about the open space money?
Yes.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yes.
Ralph, can you say anything about that? The seasonals we hire for the open space?
Yes.
He's asking a question on it.
Seasonal people that are working for the Civilian Conservation Corps, and they do work in our open spaces. They build trails and clean up of open spaces that we just acquired.
They work anytime during the year?
Just on Saturdays, during the school year.
Oh, just doing because that's what I'm used to seeing seasonal people under certain circumstances, but
Just on weekends, when the weather permits.
Is there any chance that they're going to work on signs at the animal section, which you've been promising me for several years now?
Those signs are up.
I happened to be over there the other day and they aren't up. You better recheck.
Well, they're there. Well, come and see me, and I'll take you and check it.
Make an
Okay.
appointment with Ralph,
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Page 4 of the, this is Freeholder Rafano's people.
He's talking about the personnel list.
Yeah. I'm curious, I think maybe it's a typo. down there where you start contractual increase from to, if it's not a typo, then see they've got a pound sign there, and I think it should be a dollar sign.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I was going to say, I thought I had worked out long ago with personnel that I wanted to see when they say increase, I wanted from so many dollars to so many dollars. Okay. How did that get by? Maybe because the personnel director's on vacation or something? Okay. That's all. Thank you.
That's it? Okay. We need a motion to close the public discussion on the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Rufano, second by Rios. Roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes,
Freeholder Deputy Director Dolina?
Yes. Okay, request of freeholder to remove resolutions from the consent agenda and vote separately. Any of them?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. I have two on page 4, 082010, and on page 9, 082061, because of my former employment with the New Jersey Department of Transportation.
Okay, anybody else?
I have one on page 6, Resolution 082025.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, this is to be voted separately, right? Okay, I need a motion to vote on.
So moved.
No.
Read it.
Okay, we need
We
a
gotta read.
motion to accept the consent agenda, which consists of resolutions 08-1984 through 08-2063, excluding resolution 08231, which is to be held,
Right.
and resolutions 08-2010, 08-2025, and 08-2061, which will be voted on separately.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the consent agenda. Roll call vote.
motion. Second.
Second. Motion by Rufano, second by Blanquita Valenti. Okay, roll call vote.
Freeholder Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes,
Freeholder Deputy Director Dolina?
Yes. Okay, next. Motion on separate agenda items. Roll call.
Well, first, 08
Yes.
2010.
Okay?
Can we do that with 082061?
Yeah.
Together, we usually do that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have a roll call vote on it. Vote on it separately.
Motion.
Motion by Rufano.
second.
Second by Blanquita Valenti. Roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Present, not voting.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes,
Freeholder Deputy Director Dolina?
Yes. Okay, I need a motion,
To vote on resolution 08-2025.
okay. I need a
Motion.
motion second. Second roll call vote.
Who seconded?
Who seconded?
I second.
Just some things that
I second it.
she seconded.
Freeholder
Okay.
Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Present, not voting.
Freeholder Valenti?
yes,
Freeholder Deputy Director Dolina?
Yes, okay. Now that's all finished?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to open the public motion, we'll open the public, anybody from the public would like to speak on anything. Go ahead, you're up now. You waited long, right?
Okay. Once again, I'm Dana from the Edison Wetlands Association. On behalf of Edison Wetlands Association, I would just like to commend you. We've been working with consultants and environmental groups on the inventory of the Dismal Swamp Conservation Area. In this hand, we got to see firsthand the 69-acre South Plainfield holding site that you preserved this past summer, and it's a great thing that you guys have done. But as a part of the larger Freeholders Dismal Swamp campaign, can you give us an update on what's happening? With the 3 sites, we have the Adams Farm, Visco Track Property, and Quincy Place Associates.
You want to go?
Currently, all 3 pieces of parcels of land are being looked at through due diligence by Open Space, And I know that we are in negotiations with some of the property owners, and that's where we stand right now. Ralph, I don't know if you have anything else to add on that, but we are aggressively pursuing it. We've gone out for appraisals on the property, and obviously there are a number of issues concerning each of those parcels where the property owners have different challenges that we face in any acquisitions. But Ralph?
No, I think that's where it's standing.
Okay. Has there been any movement to develop on the other side?
Excuse me?
Has there been any movement to develop on the other side of the campaign by any outside?
Not at this point, no, not that I'm aware of.
No? Okay. And we were just wondering if there was any way that Edison Wetlands can help you with anything.
Not at this point, but I'm sure that the opportunity arises, will surely call on you.
Okay. And did you guys have any timeline established for any of these, each of the sites?
Obviously, we'd like to move as quickly as we can, but as you know, with any negotiations, the challenge always is to come up with an agreeable solution that both parties could really live with. So at this point in time, that's where we are.
Okay. Did you run into any roadblocks or anything right now?
There are a number of challenges, as you know, with some of the properties, and obviously at this point in time, we'd really rather not, discuss it publicly until we can get through negotiations.
Okay.
Again, hopefully in the coming month or so, we can give you an update with more detail on where we are. With some parcels, we're further along because there's less obstacles. But clearly, we're nowhere near completion at this point in time. But we are pursuing it. Nothing has stopped, and again, working with our folks in negotiations, we're moving ahead as planned at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to speak from the public? Yes, sir. Name and address.
Richard Stewart, 90 Nielsen Street, apartment 8F, New Brunswick. One of the finer locations, only a block from the Heldrich.
Very good.
Which none of you can afford to live in.
I know.
Well, there are people, they have 2 or 3 jobs, like the treasurer. I just wanted to say that Sunday I was watching on either 13 or 52, and it was legislative leaders, New Jersey legislative leaders, and they were talking about saving money. One of the points that they were bringing up, that the Republicans were bringing up, they said unsuccessfully, is the shared buying. And I was thinking, apparently, Middlesex County is ahead of the others in this, because I've been listening to Freeholder Polos report meeting after meeting on what is being accomplished here. And I think it is outstanding. And maybe the rest of the state will get on board with that. Something else, though, that I noticed in the paper today, and I haven't taken it up with the sheriff, but some of you may remember a few years ago when we had a slump in the economic situation, and page after page after page, I used to ask the sheriff, do you think this is going to help you in the next election? All of the sheriff sales of real estate? Well, we're back again. When I was looking at the paper yesterday, again, it was sheriff sales, page after page, here in this county. And that's unfortunate, because I don't see anything seriously being done, for the bulk of the people that are being forced out of their homes. And it's got to be traumatic for the family, and as the neighbors find out, it ends up being traumatic for the neighborhood because of the loss of value when you've got homes, vacant homes, on either side of you. And it's one of those things that the municipalities are having to deal with. They're going to lose taxes on the whole deal. So I don't know when something is going to happen to turn this around. I hope And I think that almost everybody hopes that the president-elect is able to do something meaningful in this way. It's not going to be any miracle. I listened to him today. He's going to speak again tomorrow. I will listen to him again tomorrow. But part of my extra-legal family are involved in this crunch on the mortgages. So I have a front seat in what's happening there. Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Stewart, just to give you a little, maybe a little level of comfort, as a former member of the council in Carteret, we were able to share services with Woodbridge Township, working along with the mayor and council in Carteret and the mayor and council from Woodbridge. We were able to share services there where we're putting over $300,000 savings to the residents of Carteret. Obviously, it's not a overall savings to the county residents, but the mindset is to save money. And again, we got into a contract for garbage collection in Carteret through Woodbridge, and it's snowballing throughout the county where people are trying to cut costs and consolidate services.
Apparently, they needed to snowball throughout the state, though.
Okay, anybody else like to speak? Motion to close public discussion?
Motion.
Motion by Rufano, seconded by Blanquita. Roll call vote.
Freeholder Fronicola?
Yes.
Freeholder Polos?
Yes.
Freeholder Rufano?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Deputy Director Delina?
Yes, okay. Now we need a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel matters.
Motion.
Motion by Blanquita, seconded by Rios.
Second.